What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the G Show podcast. This one, because it is Friday, April 29th, is Godzilla centric. That's right. On Fridays, every Friday, just like on the G Show Facebook page, we're gonna have a Friday Godzilla block, and I guess we'll call this podcast the Friday Godzilla block party. Why not, right? So I'm here. Of course, I'm G1. And I am joined by two of my favorite people on this page. We have G95. What's up, brother?
Nothing much. Happy to be here again.
Yes, sir. And we're also here by my biological brother, J-Rod. What's up, brother?
What's going on, everybody?
Also, I just want to give a fat shout out. Today is actually my brother's birthday. Yo, happy birthday, J-Rod.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Last week was G95's birthday. This week is your birthday. And my birthday doesn't happen until November. So we got a lot of time to plan. That being said, let's get into it. Like I said, this is the Godzilla-centric podcast here on the G Show. I'm sure there's going to be people watching this one because for whatever reason, the Godzilla podcast, they get looked at. So let's get right into this, okay? First order of business. G95 and myself, we spoke about on the last time. We basically broke down the Shin Godzilla trailer, told you all our opinions on it, what we thought. We went into some really fun speculations on where we think everything is going, which was cool. We're not going to do any of that today. But what we are going to do is we're going to talk about that theater marquee that came out last week, right after the trailer dropped. You know the one, the one big face Godzilla right up in there, coming around the building, whatever. Let's start with the birthday boy. J-Rod, what were your thoughts with that giant Godzilla marquee for Shin Godzilla?
All right. It's kind of cool, but I really don't like the Shin Godzilla look too much. So, I mean, the marquee, it's a cool idea. If there was a better look Godzilla to me, I think that would be, a home run hit right there. That's, very showing his size right there, like the buildings compared to him. Like, it's great. But, I just keep with that look. His eye just bugs me out. I mean, I don't know. Is he, like, creeping down, looking at the top of the roof to see if anybody's, like, looking at him? I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird look.
Maybe he's looking for the skin of his hands. I'm just joking. G95, I know you like the look of Shin Godzilla. We've spoke about that at length. What did you think of this marquee?
I didn't really think a whole lot about it, actually. I thought it was cool in theory, but it makes Godzilla look weird, like, proportionally. I mean, he is kind of weird proportionally in this one, but even more so. Like, the head just seems so bulbous, but that's just, like, the angle. I don't know. The marquee looks very, like, 90s, and not, like, Zilla kind of 90s, but just, like, the kind of popping out at you. It seems very reminiscent of stuff we saw in, like, theater promotion stuff we saw in the 90s. It's just a little goofy. It's cool. It's getting a lot of buzz and stuff, and that's, any press is good press. So, I don't know. It looks a little cool, or a little cheesy, a little cool.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's about all I feel about it.
Let's call it spade a spade. It looks kind of goofy. It's kind of like him coming to somebody's birthday party and he's like peeping around the door, surprise, with the kooky googly eye. Do I like it? I like the concept. I really do like the concept, though. I like the thought process behind it. Again, the look itself. Especially in this marquee, I think G95, you said it. It's just off proportionately. It's so weird. It actually looks like maybe it's a 3D marquee. It's like the big face in the front. Then there's like a neck that you really can't see because it's behind the big head. And
that's the impression I got.
Yeah, but it's just goofy looking, and it kind of like it makes Godzilla look not that threatening. This is supposed to be Nightmare Godzilla, and honestly, the only nightmare I see myself having looking at this picture is if he's like a clown. You give him a red nose or something, because he just looks silly. That particular picture looks silly. Not to say that the look itself isn't menacing, It is. But again, we shall wait and see how everything comes to pass with it. All right. Is there any news? There's nothing going on in the realm of Shin Godzilla. We got what we got. Oh, did you guys see the Eva versus Godzilla pick that came out earlier this week? Earlier this week. I think it was Monday or Tuesday.
G-Show, yes?
Yes.
What did you think of that picture? Like, could that be what Shin Godzilla looks like without the decay? Let's start with G95.
I didn't really think too much of the picture. I just thought it was a really cool idea of Godzilla versus a bunch of Evas, because Evangelion is one of my favorite animes. I didn't really kind of get in depth with what could this mean. It was more like, oh well, Hideki Anno made Evangelion, and he's writing and producing the new Godzilla, and I think it was just a cool little crossover.
Right. J-Rod, what about you? Did you see that picture? And if so, what were your thoughts?
It's a dope picture. I'm me, I'm a huge anime fan, so anything when you mix an animes and Godzilla, I'm a huge Godzilla fan. You mix this together, that's right up my alley of loving pictures. The picture I love. Now getting into what you were saying, could this be Shin Godzilla's look? Before the decay, or even, maybe, at the end of the movie. I don't know, maybe. I mean, he kind of has, the face, but, I mean, the hands, his arms are kind of long, and what we've seen in the trailer, he's T-Rex in it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I do like. I mean, I love the picture. I thought the picture was awesome. What I really did like, though, is they had his spines were lighting up blue. He was ready to go. Somebody was about to get an atomic flame to the face. Yeah, so who knows? Maybe that's a thing. Something a taste of things to come, if you will. I can't think straight today. I'm sorry, but yeah, I love that picture, man. I really did enjoy it, and I think it's safe to say the consensus G fans liked it too. Moving on, because this is the Godzilla podcast, we're not going to just stick on Shin Godzilla. Of course, we will when the movie comes out, and we got a lot more to talk about. But for right now, there are 20-something other Godzilla movies that we can discuss. And
29.
29? Is it 29?
I believe it's 29 to 30. Pretty much, I think 30 would have been
Legendary?
2014.
Yeah, that sounds right.
All right, look at that. We got 30 other movies to discuss and dissect. We're not going to do that today. What we are going to do is this, though. Instead of going into speculations and things of that nature, we are going to pose this question. Is there such a thing as the perfect Godzilla movie? Now, before we get into that, think about that question, ponder on it. Let me just say, the 1954 original Gojira is probably the closest thing to perfection in a Godzilla movie that we have seen. Is it flawless? I wouldn't say it is. I don't think it is. But it is I don't know, maybe one thing might have ruined it, and that's about it. And not say ruined the movie, but ruined its perfect streak, if you will. Its perfect score. I thought about this for a while today. And there are a bunch of movies. Unfortunately, I can't say any movie from the Millennium Saga, but there are a bunch of movies from the Showa and the Heisei Saga that you can make an argue for. I want to start with J-Rod. J-Rod, do you think there is such a thing as a perfect Godzilla movie? And if so, what is it in your opinion?
Now, I'm not going to say that I think there is a perfect one. There are a good amount that I think are really good movies. As you already hit on with the original 54, that was pretty much as perfect as it was going to get. It didn't quite hit it all the way, but, one of my favorites, that's up there is Terror of Mechagodzilla. I don't know. I think maybe it was like on one of the first ones I've seen when I was a kid around, and that movie just stuck with me. And to this day, I love it. Titanosaurus was pretty cool. But I love the whole Mechagodzilla theme of everything. Like, I've loved the first Mechagodzilla. I love, Super Mechagodzilla. I don't even care. I really liked Kiru. I liked the Mechagodzillas. And to me, one of my favorites was Terror of Mechagodzilla. But I'm not going to say it was a perfect movie. That's really putting things, right on the top. And it was a good movie to me. I don't think there's a perfect movie out there, though. Yeah, it's just my opinion, though.
Well, that's because we haven't released Fun Times with John yet. But that's neither here nor there. Terror of Mechagodzilla, that's a good one. That is a good one. Honestly, I'm kind of upset with myself right now. I'm going to kick myself in the ass later for not even thinking about that off the top. G95, I want to hear what you got to say, brother.
Well, I do agree with J-Rod that there isn't necessarily one perfect Godzilla movie. They all kind of have their flaws. Where I do kind of disagree is I kind of hate Terror of Mechagodzilla. That's one of my least favorites, actually.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I just couldn't get into it. Even as a little kid, it just seemed to drag on. But anyway, I'm not here to shit all over your childhood or anything.
That's fine. That's fine. No problem. No problem.
Yeah, right? It's okay.
I mean, it's okay, but I mean, it's not the best. It's not my favorite. But I think the closest to perfect that I could think of was Return of Godzilla, or Godzilla 1985. It's the whole atmosphere. The suit minus the actual face, the acting and the story were all really well crafted. This was a movie that they put a lot of time and effort into, and it was a giant tonal shift from what its predecessor was, which was actually Terror of Mechagodzilla. I don't know. I think it's as close to perfect as we've gotten. Though in my mind, a perfect Godzilla movie would also have a monster fight in it, which that one obviously does not. Right. So then my mind kind of went to, the runner-up for me is Godzilla 2000, even though some parts of that were pretty lame. But that is also one of my favorite Godzilla movies, probably, easily top 5. But I do agree with J-Rod that there is no one real, perfect Godzilla movie. But 85 has got to be the closest, I think.
I like where you're going with that. As we said before, the last one, 85 holds a special place in my heart. Any day, any given day, that could be number 1, it could be number 2, but it's up there all the time, and I love watching that. For me, I do agree with J-Rod. Again, I'm going to kick myself. Terror of Mechagodzilla was dope. I remember the first time I watched it, I had no clue that this movie even existed, let alone it was a sequel, because I had no clue there was such a thing as a Mechagodzilla. One day, my father came home from work, and he had rented a couple of movies, and one was Pinocchio, and the other was Terror of Mechagodzilla, and I was like, what the hell is that? What
a mix.
Yeah, I know, right? Pinocchio and then that. Pinocchio was for you. But it was just so, out of control. I was like, what? And when I watched it, we watched that movie back to back. Literally. I watched it and rewound, put it right back on. I couldn't believe it. The intro to that movie, the music, that was the first time that the Godzilla March actually sunk in for me. Legitly. I mean, I've heard it before. I've seen at that time, I've seen the Raymond Burr version. I've seen Godzilla King of the Monsters maybe once or twice. But I was a kid. I didn't really understand the overall tone and message that movie was going for. I wanted giant monsters smashing cities. And when I saw Terror of Mechagodzilla, I was just blown away. So, again, I've heard the Godzilla March before, but that was the movie where it actually sunk in, where I actually memorized it and would hum it or whistle it or, sing it while walking in the street with my arms raised, pretending I was Godzilla, and then my mom smacked in the back of the head saying, hurry up, you're walking too slow or something, So yeah, Terror of Mechagodzilla, man, that's up there. That is up there. Damn, John. Yo, punch you in the face when I see you later tonight.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wait. Before anything, I do want to chime in on G95 did hit it. With 85 was, like, it would have been up there for me. 85 really would have been up there for me. It's just that whole missing, I think Perfect needs a monster. You need a fight. And without the fight, it kind of just pulled it back where I couldn't make you my top. But 85 is, that movie made Godzilla, like, I mean, from 54 then 85, you know, you got that dark tone, that, you know, everything behind that movie is good. The acting, like, I just can't. Like, so I did want to, I'm sorry for cutting you off there, G1. I did want to chime on that, though, because, you know, G95 did hit a point. Like, it's just the fact of not having the monster fight that kind of just pulled it back a little for me.
so basically what you're saying is... Go ahead.
That's fair, I think. That's fair. Like, I did go back and forth in my head a while. It was like, oh, well, two of the best, undeniably, Godzilla movies are Gojira, you know, 1954,
Right.
and Return of Godzilla. They're both Godzilla movies, the only two solo Godzilla movies as of yet.
Dare I bring it back up? No, I won't.
Oh no,
We will not mention that. That shall not be named.
But you know, and those are two of the best, and I would like to see more of just solo Godzilla, because I think there's a lot more stories to tell than what we've been presented thus far. But that being said, a monster fight and another monster in the movies is a staple. So I did kind of wrestle with that for a while to come into, but eventually came to the conclusion that I think Return of Godzilla is the closest to perfect in my mind.
Yeah.
Wow, so you guys are basically saying that we need another monster to come close to having a perfect... Not I wouldn't say come close to having a perfect movie, because as you just attested to, G54 and G84, I mean, those for me, those are the ones you strive to be. And solo movies... Now here's the thing. Here's the interesting thing I'm gonna say, and you know, whether you G fans love this or hate this, that's cool. While as I grew up and appreciated G54 more and more, I got away from watching Godzilla King of the Monsters, even with Raymond Burr as Steve Martin, that is still a really good flick. Like, I still enjoy that. But as I grew up, I started getting away from that and just started watching the original 54 Gojira with the subtitles, and it really resonated with me. Like, it's a scary movie when you sit down and watch it. It's downright frightening. The moral of the story and just the monster in general. But Return of Godzilla, it had the Super X, man, and I don't know, I'm just such a fan of that flying saucer-looking craft that shot cadmium missiles and laser beams. It shot freaking laser beams, right? Like, listen, it damn near killed Godzilla, okay? Then Godzilla got up, and it started blowing him up, like chunks of his... as a kid, chunks of his head was missing. Holy shit, chunks of his head was missing. The Super X for me was just so... See, that for me makes perfect sense. Because it was in the future, well, let's just say it was 30 years later, and the technology maybe was there, let's just say, in that movie. They had that technology. So... For me, I don't necessarily think we need another monster to fight to have a perfect Godzilla movie, as long as you give me something cool like Super X. I'm just saying. Or masers, because come on, like, who doesn't love a maser, right? Masers are awesome. Especially ones that shoot like pinkish red lightsaber lights at the... It was just... I love that movie, man. I do. So, J-Raw, you said Terror of Mechagodzilla, you got a little Showa in there. G95, you threw in Godzilla 2000 as well as the 84 for 85 and 54. I'm going to throw in a Heisei movie, honestly. I'm going to throw two of them out there, actually. The first one I'm gonna say, besides Return of Godzilla, because I don't know if that's Showa or the beginning. I don't know where that lands.
I consider it the beginning of the Heisei saga.
All right, that's how I look at it too, and I'm sure most of the G fans think so also. If not, let us know.
No, it definitely should fall there. It's the beginning, man. The movies just follow after that.
It is, yeah. It's one linear story after that.
All right, cool.
I know our buddy at Godzilla vs. All disagrees about that. He considers it a Showa movie technically, but I think that's when we have him on, we can.
Well, we're gonna get him on, and we're gonna discuss that. That'll be a great topic for him, honestly, because me and him, we've had personal conversations that I love that man. But I will put it like this: the first Heisei movie I think is pretty close, and not perfect by any stretch of the word, but pretty close. Is Godzilla versus King Ghidorah or Ghidorah, however you want to say it.
Ballsy voice.
Look, I know. Look, I know. I'm gonna tell you why.
Go ahead.
It raises so many questions in the fandom, and so many arguments have come out of it.
Yes, between me and you as well.
Of course, but that's the fun part. I mean, honestly, it's shouldn't movie raise questions? Shouldn't people be intrigued by it enough to have conversations and damn near threatening ones at that too? Right, G95. I'm sure you've seen a couple of those.
Oh, yeah.
But the reason why I say that is because, okay, we had the monster fights, right? We had the classic Godzilla villain come back. It's probably his ultimate foe. I mean, could that be argued? I mean, we had Destroyer is probably his most powerful foe. Mechagodzilla is constantly in the public eye, but for me, I always felt King Ghidorah or King Ghidorah or Ghidra, the three-headed monster, was Godzilla's Joker, per se. Because he's always there. And he's cackling. Constantly cackling. He's got three heads. So you have your monster fight, and you have it with a classic Toho monster. Classic Godzilla foe. The suits were on the money. I think another way to have a perfect Godzilla movie, the suits got to look good. And the Godzilla suit in King Ghidorah is still one of my favorites. It's like top 3 suit for me personally. And then this is where I put it above a lot. You get Mecha King Ghidorah. I mean, where the fuck does that come from? Or as in the Japanese trailer, they go, New King Ghidorah. Are you kidding me? Like, what? Joe, come on. My hat goes off to the person who thought up Mecha King Ghidorah. I love that thing. And it was awesome, man. It had the grip. I mean, look, come on. There was just so many
I knew the grip was coming.
Oh, the grip was coming. Way back when we used to backyard wrestling, that was my finishing move. It was called the Godzilla grip.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
knew the grip was coming.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It was just it's just awesome, fun storytelling, and it goes back to like the Super X just being this flying saucer machine that's able to beat the shit out of Godzilla. Here comes Cyborg Ghidorah or Mecha King, and it's like, yo, I don't know. I guess the marriage between biological and mechanical and making it look, because it's a fucking cool look too, man. That is one of the best designs in any Godzilla movie I've ever seen personally. I love that damn look. So that's my first one. G95, man, tell me what you think about that. Besides, you think I'm crazy.
I can see why I would by no means consider it even close to perfect, but I can see why you like it. I mean, that's never been one of my favorite movies. Mecha King Ghidorah is the fucking shit, though. I'll give you that one. And the whole time travel aspect does make for an interesting debate, which I have my own theories on, like how it affects.
That's me and G1's argument all the time. That time
well, I've had my whole spiel on it before, but I don't think I've ever actually said it on the podcast.
We're gonna do that one. That's gonna be a separate topic, actually, because that deserves its whole hour.
I can go a full on that.
Yeah, I
for real.
So,
because I think I have some pretty different opinions on that. Anyway, the thing that takes it, well, I mean, for me, just kind of make sure it's never even in contention for perfect Godzilla status is the fucking Dorats.
oh,
Come on.
That does kill me too. I totally agree with G95 on that. The Dorats just throw me off, man.
And all of a sudden, all the G fans that come to the G show to hang out, they're throwing tomatoes at me. Damn it, G95, why?
Oh, yeah. After ruin thunder somehow.
Yeah, no, hey, you know what? See, there's certain things that I phase out. The Dorats happen to be one of them.
You can't have cute little things become something that massive and destructive.
Listen, in my defense, man, if you look at the concept art of those Dorats, they're not that cute. They made them look chibi and cute, all that crap for the movie, but the concept art, they were completely different looking things. They were cool. All right. But come on, man. King Ghidorah's a bunch of mogwais. Leave me alone. So is that all that takes it out of contention there, G95, or you got some more?
It's been a while since I've seen it. Also, the android is pretty lame.
No way, dude. That's one of the best parts. Are you kidding me?
Oh, man. This is so fun. I'm loving this.
MGG, that's one of my favorite. M11 is one of my favorite characters in Godzilla lore, dude. And I happen to meet him. He's an awesome dude in real life. I met him at G-Fest, I think in 2001 or 2.
He seems like a cool guy, but I mean, his acting skills are pretty derpy.
Oh, no, but that's the best part. Come on, listen. Look, come on. He was the Terminator, okay? So you got the Terminator in the movie. You got time traveling, which is associated with the Terminator, so that makes sense. You got Mecha King Ghidorah, and not only that, but here is the coup de grace. You've got Steven Spielberg's father, take that, you dinosaur. Bam! Dude, come on. You got everything, except the Dorats, in this dope-ass movie. Come on, man. You're crazy. All you G fans out there are crazy.
I think you might be the crazy one.
Look, I am wearing a Joker shirt too. Oh, it might be.
I will give you this, G1. One of my favorite scenes in Godzilla's movies, and I'm not saying it is like the top number one, but it is up there with like scenes that I love, is the scene where the dude is standing in the building and he thinks that Godzilla is like totally remembering him, and you totally just take atomic breath to the face. I love that scene. I'm not gonna lie. That's one of my favorite scenes.
So let me ask both of you guys. Was Godzilla crying in that scene?
Crying? Not so much. I think he was crying of laughter.
Oh, he was holding the laughter in, and it started making him take because he was like, "This guy doesn't know what's coming."
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. Oh well, J-Rod. G95 completely threw me under the bus. You want to fucking run me over now?
I don't need to, man. I think he actually did throw you under the bus and run it over. Those Dorats, man. It just really doesn't. It's kind of. I understand you're gonna go with the concept art of it, but we didn't get concept art. I got the chibis, and it's 3 chibis flying around, looking all cute. They become very destructive. I don't know. And then, like you said, it's another podcast, so I'm not gonna get deep into it. But the whole time travel, like. It just that kind of eliminates that movie for me trying to be perfect. Well, it puts up too much debates for things.
You heard it here, G Show Land. We're gonna podcast one completely just for Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, 1991. But that's it. So, anybody else got any other movies they think before I go into my next one, or am I free to reign supreme?
Well, not perfect, but another movie that I did like is GMK. I like that Godzilla look. I love the whole whited out eyes. It was very dark. It looked good. And the movie was, to me, was a really good movie from start to finish.
Why? Because it had 3 monster fights?
I won't put it up in perfects, but I will say that I really liked that movie a lot. I enjoyed it, and it was good from start to finish. Like, I sat there and actually enjoyed the whole movie.
I think it's a fan favorite.
It's a great movie. I know a lot of like G fans will debate that. It's either one of their favorites, or one of their least favorites, or some people flat out hate it.
I don't know how you can hate that.
I don't know. Okay. I thought it was cool. It was. Some of the fight scenes were a little bit weird, and Aragon was a weird choice. I know we were supposed to get Varan though in place of him, but it was still a really cool movie. Like, actually, the fins on Godzilla, the spines on Godzilla were actually radio controlled.
Really?
Wow, that's cool.
Sent me a DVD of it's all making of footage. It's all in Japanese and there's no subtitles, but it's still interesting to watch. It's covering them building the costume and actual on-set footage and stuff. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, no, that movie is the reason why I didn't add it up there. It's not the Godzilla suit. I think Godzilla looks cool from maybe the waist up. Let me not say that. Let me not say that, because my next flick, I'm gonna probably run into a contradiction, smack hard right in the face. I don't want to break my nose, not yet. It was a cool suit. I think it was the feet. The feet were, I think, too big. It kind of looked like a clown foot almost. So when he's stomping on Baragon in that movie, it threw me off. And for me, I didn't like the King Ghidorah look in that one. I wasn't a big fan of that particular look. I know they were trying to go a little showy with it, but I didn't buy that one. I was and he was too just small. The necks weren't long. He was kind of I don't want to use a derogatory term, but he was like midget Ghidorah. You know what I mean? He just wasn't. He wasn't this grandiose creature that they were telling it to be. Even when the monster souls went into him, and all of a sudden he could shoot laser beams, or what do they call it? Corona beams or whatever out of his mouth. I wasn't sold on that look so much. The movie, I agree. I love the movie. I like the story behind it.
Well, that's why I said there wasn't a perfect movie. I mean, It wouldn't be up there in the perfects. I like the story, but there's a lot of things about it, you were pointing out, very good points. There's things that just hold it from being perfect in my eyes. But the movie itself was good. I enjoyed the movie.
Man, one of my favorite parts in that movie was Vicious Mothra. Vicious Mothra lava. I mean, Mothra killed those people. The lava. That was just so uncharacteristic. Even though we've seen that Mothra kind of do some damage in the original, but I digress. G95. Your thoughts on GMK?
Oh, I already said that I love it. It is one of my favorites too. I don't know about top 5, but it's up there. It really is. One we didn't talk about though that is damn near perfect is Mothra versus Godzilla. I think that one is from the suit to the story to the action to its the second big crossover, I guess, with Godzilla. The first being King Kong versus Godzilla, and this being Mothra was obviously a movie before King Kong or Godzilla versus Mothra.
This was the beginning of Toho's shared universe, which, ladies and gentlemen, they did it first. Just saying.
I mean, Universal Monsters did it first.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, shh. That's a spotlight.
That's a spotlight.
But yeah, go ahead, G95. I apologize.
All right, I just thought we should throw that one out there. That one is a damn good movie.
I agree. Taking it to show, that was one of my top picks for a damn near perfect movie.
I mean, I'd say that's probably, next to maybe Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla and Godzilla versus Gigan, just for sentimental reasons, is
Ooh, wait a minute.
One of my favorites for Showa era.
Gigan.
Godzilla vs. Gigan is one of my favorites, just for sentimental reasons. I grew up adoring Gigan.
Listen, I can't be mad at you, because the first Godzilla movie I actually owned was Godzilla vs. Megalon, and so I defend that movie to the day I die. I don't care.
Except the box art.
The box art was awesome. I don't care what anybody says. Godzilla on the damn Twin Tower. Listen, I don't care what anybody says. That was some of the best Godzilla art I've ever seen. But we're not going to talk about box art being perfect because that'd probably be it.
No, I won't. Oh man.
Well, no, I'm just saying. No, I agree. Mothra, I had up there. I think outside of the 54, Terror Mechagodzilla again was one of the ones I liked. I think I really do like. Here we go again. Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. I fucking love that movie, man. I think it for me it's close to being perfect because now you have Rodan, Mothra, Godzilla, and then the first appearance of Ghidorah, you know? And I kind of like the whole, I can't lie, I kind of like the whole, the princess subplot. She got possessed by an alien or something. She was popping up and prophesizing there was going to be some catastrophe coming. I always, like, I like that. I don't know, she was a herald of death, you know? And as a kid, I remember that because of, I guess, Silver Surfer or something. Like, just being a herald of Galactus. She was like the herald of these monsters. Don't go this way. Don't go on this cruise. Don't do that. You're all going to die. And sure as shit, you know, they all do. So it was kind of like a morbid thing. As a kid, it was kind of frightening. It was like, oh my God, if I seen that girl, I'm going the other way. I ain't going there. No. So, yeah, Ghidorah is one of my favorites. I say Ghidorah because that's, I think, how they called it in the dubbed versions back in the day. Yeah. J-Rod, anything else you have?
What, near perfects? I mean, I kind of took the boot from G95 on the Terror Mechagodzilla when he was saying it's like his worst. I would like to throw out there, have you watched Son of Godzilla? Because that's pretty much bad to me.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just that would be on one of my worsts, and that one just killed me. But like I said, it's everybody's opinion on things. But you know, Terror Mechagodzilla, like I was saying, I agree with G95 with the whole 84, 85, whatever y'all want to call it. You know, that was a great movie. And okay, I see G1, I see what you were saying with the whole, you know, the Super X, it was cool. You know, he did fight something. But to me, I don't know, I felt like, you know, it was a great movie if there was another monster. Even if you just, like, right at the end, just, like, kind of showed me something, like, oh, this might be a monster soon. Like, this could be something, like, or, you know, something small. Just, it would have just threw it over for me. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna sit. I mean, I gotta stand tall and try to stand behind my terror. I really like that movie. That was, to me, I thought that was a really good movie. I seen your points, but like I said, with that whole 91 King Ghidorah, cool suit with the mecha things that we will talk about in another podcast that just threw me off with that movie. That wouldn't really put it up to near perfect for me, at least.
I hear you. Well, since you guys got that out of the way, I'm sure the G fans are clamoring to hear what my second Hesse almost perfect movie is. So I'm going to give it to you. And it is the second greatest theme in a Godzilla movie of all time.
Mechagodzilla 2.
Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. Oh my God. Look, why? Why, you ask? Oh, maybe because Mecha King Ghidorah makes an appearance? Oh, I don't know. There's no Dorat in that one. And I don't care what you say. G-Show Land, or you G95, or you J-Rod. I don't care what y'all say.
No, I like that movie.
I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Junior's not as cute as the Dorats were, okay? He wasn't as intolerable as they were.
No,
look, as long as he wasn't mean, yeah, I was good.
No, I like Godzilla Jr. in that one, actually, quite a bit.
So
he wasn't like an anime character like he was in Space Godzilla.
Oh, yeah, that was...
Yeah.
He was cutesy, but he wasn't, living anime.
And it's funny because I actually like that look, but it's not. It's not something like I go crazy about. But when I saw it for the first time, I was kind of like, "Oh, he's so cute! Look at he's instead of blowing smoke rings, he's blowing little atomic bubbles. That's so cute." But
that just made me feel all the more bad for him when Space Godzilla just started fucking shit up for him.
Oh my God, he abused him.
He straight up he did what Gamera did in Godzilla's Revenge, which we won't talk about because I hate that movie. Anyhow,
there you go, another fucking one of my worst. Just saying.
But Mechagodzilla, man, Mechagodzilla 2, whatever they call it, because I just go by Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, no, I go by that, but I mean, you just say 2, so you understand it's the Hessing and not the Showa.
Yeah, I go by Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla too.
I'm just gonna say the Heisei Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna keep to that. I'm gonna stick to that. But no, I loved it. The music for me, that score was my favorite score, my second favorite score. The Mechagodzilla theme is unbelievable. I love that.
It's your ringtone.
That's right. It's my ringtone. If I ever ran for president, that would be my presidential theme. I'm not lying. But I'm not gonna run for president, so don't worry, guys. You don't have to hear all that. But I should.
Oh man, it's good. It's a good theme. It is really good.
Yeah, but the theme don't make it perfect, but it brings it close to perfection. I love Godzilla's look in that. They went Jurassic Park in there. I think at that time Jurassic Park had just came out too, so they were really working with the model, the costume, the face, the puppeteering, the animatronics. That's the word I'm looking for. The animatronics on the Godzilla suit. I loved that it could emote more than you've ever seen Godzilla emote. And that look, people call that one, that was the beginning of Thunder Thighs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But there was just something majestic about that Godzilla. Yeah, right. He was just big, imposing. He was a mountain. And it was just, man, I love it. It's got some of my favorite Godzilla sequences where he comes ashore for the first time. He's walking through the oil refinery. Things are blowing up. Just awesome stuff, man. And then the look of Mechagodzilla was different. I personally like that look. It's my second favorite look after the original Mechagodzilla. But, here we go again. Super Mechagodzilla. It was just dope. Come on, man. Like, this guy had what was it? The Griffin, I think it was called? Was it? Yeah, I think it was Griffin. I forget what the damn name is. See, that's terrible. I got to go back and watch it. But it was just like a cool, all-around cool showcase of human technology and what we can do if we're unified. It was the first introduction of G-Force, which I love. I was like, dope. They got fuck that. They put together a serious thing. Like, the Earth got their act together and was like, okay, we need to get this organization going to deal with that. Mickey looked great in it. I'm sorry, I have a huge crush on her. So Megumi Odaka is what it is. It's what it is. And I loved it. I loved she didn't want to kill Godzilla, but for humanity, the fate of humanity, she might have to. Things like that. I love that. There was just, man, I don't know. I'm going crazy. I think that's really close to top. What I take away from it, I didn't like Rodan. I didn't like the puppet Rodan. There's something about man in suit Rodan that I like. I like him being giant bird Rodan thing. So I kind of, for me, that puppet didn't work for me. And honestly, I think that's probably the only thing I didn't like about that movie was Rodan, because Rodan's one of my favorite monsters of all time. But yeah, so that and the I talk about how great the music is, but there is one part when the girls come and the idea of the song singing through the moss, and then they recorded it, and then the girls sang it. That part always, like, it takes me right out of the movie, because, like, they're not even singing right. That drives me crazy. It's like, you got to move your mouth with the harmony. Come on, ladies, get it together.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, so that's mine. Let me hear why you guys hate it so much.
Hate it? I don't really hate that movie. I like that. Actually, that movie, as I recall, when I went to G-Fest with Mom and Dad, we picked up All the Hessens for You, and that was the first movie I watched when we got it. When we brought them home, they were like, "Oh, we want to make sure that the VHS work." I'm like, "All right." I grabbed the Mechagodzilla one, popped it in the VCR, and watched that whole movie, and was like, "That was a really good friggin' movie." One of my favorite scenes out of that movie, actually, is right in the beginning when Godzilla comes out, and you actually just see like the blue lights flashing in the ocean, and then you see him just the atomic breath come out the water. Boom! I was like, oh man, like that shit just got me open. That part right there was like, wow, this movie's good. I mean, I can't really knock the movie. I enjoyed the movie too, so that it's a good movie. I'm not gonna knock it.
G95? Is G95 even there? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen that one too. I don't hate it. I mean, I don't really think about it that much. It's just kind of another movie to me. There's nothing really special about it, save for Godzilla does die in that one.
Yeah.
Which is, that's kind of up for debate in the fandom, but it's really not because he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
He died.
Yeah. So I think that's probably the thing that resonates with me the most in the movie. And how, brutal the final fight was.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty over the top and pretty violent. Among some of the most violent stuff we've seen in a Godzilla movie.
Right.
Up to that point. That really is pretty much the only thing that really resonates with me. I can't recall a ton about the plot. I don't really... I didn't hate the Mechagodzilla look. The Super Mechagodzilla was really cool. But, the design choice overall is definitely my least favorite of the three.
Right. Fair enough.
But, yeah, it's just kind of to me, it's more of a filler Godzilla movie.
Wow.
Although it is also, I mean, not filler, but in general, I mean filler as in it's kind of just another sequel in the Heisei saga. It didn't really break a lot of ground besides three major points. It would be having Mechagodzilla, killing Godzilla, and giving Godzilla his red spiral, which is his end all be all weapon.
I gotta disagree with that. I think this was the pivotal movie in that series, in the Heisei saga. Besides Godzilla 85 or 84, this one I believe is the pivotal movie because it introduced Junior. It introduced us to this is going to eventually become a threat, and we got that in Destroyer. I mean, we saw the progression of that character. So I think this is a pivotal movie in the saga because of that. I do agree with the red spiral. I love that. It was unbelievable. Godzilla dying, unbelievable. So the other points I do agree with you, but I think it's crucial to not underestimate where this movie fits into that timeline, that continuity, because I think that it was probably, for me, I might have to say better than Ghidorah, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, because of it set up another tapestry, if you will. Whereas Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah could be, like you said, just another sequel. Godzilla vs. Mothra, just another sequel. Oh, let's introduce a new character, Batra. Space Godzilla dropped the ball. I still enjoy the shit out of that movie. And then Destroyer is Destroyer. I don't go near that one because then I get emotional. So I'm not going to talk about that. But yeah, no, I do disagree there, though. Only because I believe that it's set up. It was that middleman, G84, 85, brought him back. Biollante is very important for actually continuing the story and not saying it was just a one-off. This is a new continuity. Then I say sequel, pivotal sequel, bookend. That's just the way I feel.
I guess so.
Okay. So let me ask this one last question, and we'll start with you, birthday boy. We know a monster fight will be in it, but if you were in the story room of Shin Godzilla right now. Let's bring it back. We'll go full circle from the beginning of this podcast. If you were in the story room of Shin Godzilla and you were involved with it somehow, but the look was the look, you had to keep that look. You couldn't change it. It's a focal point of the story. What would you do? What would be your ideas to try to make it the perfect Godzilla movie? On the spot.
You're giving me a lot to try to work with very little. That look, you already know my opinion on that look. I hate that look. To make it a perfect movie with that look, you're gonna have to really dig deep and explain why this is the look I have right now to make it perfect. So you have to give me backstory if this is the look from the beginning, or if this is going to be the look towards the end of the movie, you have to give me that story in the beginning to show why he looks like this now. Because that look to me just, it needs a lot of explanation. It just, I can't even get into it. Like that, it's hard to make that movie perfect. And I haven't even seen the movie.
Because of the look?
Trailer. But to me, to try to make it perfect with just that look alone is going to be very hard.
All right, well, I got you. G95, same question. If you're in that storyboard, you're part of the group, the look has to be in that movie. There's no way around it. You could change it or not, but that look is going to be a story point. How do you try to make this Shin Godzilla the perfect Godzilla movie?
Well, you know that I like the look a lot, actually. So the look would be a big part of the movie for me. I probably started off with, kind of a quick recap of 54. Oxygen destroyer goes off, and that's the reason he's all fucked up. And it's just his regenerate, like the oxygen destroyer just devastated him so much that his regeneration is kicking in so slowly that it's taken 60 years to get to that point. So it'd probably be, in my mind, a solo Godzilla movie, but it also much in the vein of 84 and also keeping with the Heisei saga, kind of setting up for a whole series of movies that share the same continuity and are one big linear story. But what I would do differently than what the Heisei, it wouldn't necessarily stick with that look through the whole series either. It would eventually change, maybe one set in the distant future. Right. And Godzilla's fully regenerated. That'd be pretty cool, right? Yeah, Godzilla in the future. That'd be pretty sick. But I think what I would do differently than the Heisei saga, which more...
You there, G95? I think we lost G95. Let me see. Oh, there you go. You broke up, brother. Let's see. Are you there now?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. So you were saying something about the future, and then you kind of cut out.
Oh, okay. Well, I was saying that'd be pretty rad. See Godzilla in the future, but that would be a later movie. I think to make it a perfect movie, I'd, like I said, have it mostly solo, and would also eventually kind of set up seeds for future movies that have other monsters in them. So maybe at the end we get kind of a little Thanos kind of tease of future monsters to come. So we could have that little bit of potential for future monsters, to keep with the solo kind of aspect and also the monster fighting staple that we're used to.
Gotcha. Not bad. If I was in the storyboard and I had to keep the look, I'd keep the look, no problem. But I'd change it very quick. I'd give that look about 30 minutes on screen, No, not that's too much. That's too much on screen time. Actually, I give that move. I'll give that look a relatively short amount of time on screen. I'll have it. I'll have it. Have one nice explanation for the look, and of course the origin of the look. I'd have a nice rampaging scene in that look because for me, with that look, Godzilla's in pain. There's no doubt about it. He's absolutely hurt. So that right there for me, I need that thing to be unleashed. It's a wild animal. It's in pain and it is just on a rampage. You don't mess with that type of creature. So I would totally have this one scene where it just runs amok through the city. And we get that in damn near every Godzilla movie, but I mean like this one goes out of its way to destroy everything because it's like trying to scratch its itching spot right here. It's like healing. It's kind of like a tattoo. It starts to heal you. You can't touch it. You gotta tap it. Maybe that's Godzilla. He's just running into buildings trying to, get this pain away. But then I completely have him regenerate, or I have him die and have another one take its place. I don't know. That's just me. Again, I like the idea of there being more than one Godzilla, so maybe I do that. Maybe this would be the one where you get two Godzilla fully grown in the same movie. That's what I would probably do. I actually would do that. That's what I would do. So, anyhow, that's it. The G-Fans, you tell us what you think would be the perfect Godzilla movie, or what you think is the perfect Godzilla movie, or what's close to perfect. And also tell us how you would make, using Shin Godzilla, that look, how would you make that your perfect Godzilla movie? Let us know what you think. That would do it for tonight's episode of Friday Godzilla Block Party. That's our Godzilla podcast, as I said from the jump. I want to thank everybody that was here. G95, thank you for being here, bro. Once again.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm going to do this every week. Let's see. J-Rod, are you still with us?
Yes, sir.
No, thank you for being here. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you again.
Yeah, we'll talk about the birthday plans after this, all right? By the end of the night, I'll tell you what, though. You're going to have the googly eyes just like Shinji. So, thanks to these two for joining me. I'm G1. This is the G Show. Signing off. Peace.